Up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the June 1st. How about that? The magical Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that, well, is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. Go ahead, send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question, and in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Magical Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we've got all the indices in the green with the exception of the semiconductor index, and that's flat. It's back 3 points straight at 1849. Otherwise, we got the Dow up about 0.3%. That's 90 points to the upside. The S&P about 0.5%, 14 points. The Russell 2000 is up 1.75%. That is the leader to the upside. Dollar-wise, 22 buckaroonies out there. Spot volatility is trading up 90 pennies. She's trading out at 28.41. We'll have to check in on that. We'll want to watch to see over the coming sessions whether we start to see a rising spot VIX, closing spot VIX, in the face of a rising closing spot S&P. Those are the kind of divergences that are present before declines in the marketplace. So we'll want to keep an eye on. One day doesn't make the pattern, but we'll want to keep an eye on that, most certainly. You've got gold up $2, silver 27 cents. Light sweet crude is back 39 pennies. Natural gas down 4 cents, and the 30-year Treasury trading out 177 and 30 seconds. So let's do this. The first question that came in actually is a good way to make a segue into just what the overall markets are doing. So let's do this. Scott from we'll get the chart. Yeah, I got the charts being posted. Okay. So we've got Scott from Colorado Springs, and Scott writes in, I'm going to pull the chart over here first, which is about the NQ, and then we'll go from there. And I'm going to put this chart up here, and maybe you can answer the question as I'm reading it from Scott. And the area here, so I'm going to just simply do this. What I'm going to do is the show on Friday. So I'm going to just come over to the 1 o'clock time frame. So we're about right here. So we've got from about 1 here to about right here. These 4 bars represent the show's time period inside this little black rectangle to the extent that you can see it. Okay, so now let me go ahead and read his question. Scott wrote, on Friday, I believe it was, you said with conviction that the NQ is going to head considerably higher. It had made a 9 count on the 30-minute and didn't have price relative strength divergence that you could tell. That's correct. What told you that it was going to head higher? So here's the simple thing. Number one, we're taking a look at the TD9 count, which you had identified out there, but that set up the breakout level, 98.30, 93.82.25. Now, this level was tested once at 21.30 the night before, so that would have been Thursday. It was tested on Friday at 4:30 in the morning, and then we saw a series of tests, 10:30 that held, one at 11:30, and then when we were on the show at 1 o'clock, just before 1 o'clock, between the 12:30 and 1 o'clock, Scott, that level was tested again. And so I may have also said during that segment, if you can't bust them down, right, I think I said one of the most valuable things that that I took from Tom There's many, but I think one of the most important things, Scott, and this is where it really came from, is that if you can't bust it down, not you, but the market, if it can't bust down, this is why understanding support and resistance is just so key. In fact, if I were going to start somebody, just start from scratch. Maybe take, your kids or your kids' or what have you, and you wanted them to have a feel for what the markets are doing and just to learn a great set of tools out there. I would start right here. I would start because the most important thing, there's many important things, but one of the most important things is truly being able to identify support and resistance. Now, without having to teach anyone a whole lot about charting, just simply by putting this tool, whether you do it manually or what have you, on your screen out there, it's objectively identifying support and resistance. So therefore, Scott, there were really two things that took place on Friday. One, you couldn't bust it down. The second, what price couldn't bust it down. The second was price had traded back into this bullish structured 30-minute profile. And so my confidence was that price was at least going to go tag the highs, 94.81 out there. And instead what it did was it just simply got above that and continued moving back up to its prior swing point out here. So the confidence came, Scott, from the very simple factor of knowing where support was, watching it get hit and hit and hit. And then, of course, it was nice to have this bullish structured 30-minute profile that was in place. Now, let's fast forward to where we're at right now today, because Friday isn't worth a hill of beans. It is, but it's not. If we take a look at what's going on right now, we're going to be in bar number 8. This is going into 130, or we should be in bar number 8, going into 130 of a TD9 count. We can also see prices moving higher, doing less relative energy. We know that because Stevie's system is drawing those black diagonal lines out here. Bar 8, 9, or the bar following 9 can be a top in this case here because we're looking at price moving higher. So that would say the close by 130 or 2 or 230. But we can say that by 230, if this pattern, the TD9 count pattern, is going to kick in and identify the next high, like the last time we had a TD9 count was at the recent high on the 30-minute base at 2 o'clock. Back, looks like maybe Wednesday or Thursday of last week. Well, I'll tell you which actual date it is. May the 28th out there. And now what you do here, because you've got both patterns, ideally what you'd receive is some type of bearish reversal candle. Now that would tell us about a pullback to first Stevie's green line. That's 95.70. And then secondly, back to the top of the profiles out there, 95.34 out here. So that's what, but we got to wait. This pattern hasn't completed. You have to wait till at least bar number 9. So that's going to be the bar going into 2 p.m. out there. But that's what the NQ is doing in its short term. Now, that's on its 30-minute time frame. Let me pull over to the daily time frame for the NQ. Really, it's going to be our 4-quadrant TAS market profiles. And what we know is that price is trading above. This is the NQ, so I'm looking at panel 2 from the left. Price is trading above the top of its profile. That was a bearish structured profile out here. So this is just the exact flip of what we were looking at on a 30-minute time frame. Now, nothing more bullish than a failed bearish pattern. You've heard that time and time again from Steve Oson. And with price trading above 94.44, let alone trading above the low of the swing point, which is 95.46. This is a daily time frame chart that we're looking at for the NQ. Any close above 95.46, even on lighter volume, says that price is likely to go tag that high, 97.80.50 out there. So, Scott, it was just using the same standard tools that we use each and every moment to help us understand for each and every time frame what the market's communicating to you and I. The NQ right now, other than that short-term time frame, 30 minutes, which you have to watch, looks pretty good. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So the profiles that you and I were taking a look at on Friday have actually taken hold inside the ES, the Dow, YM, and the Russell 2000 RTY. So you've got profile and prices trading within the profiles for each of those three contracts. So we want to watch the top of those boxes right now as prices moving higher. It's a bearish structured profile in the ES. So 30.6550 is the number you're going to want to watch. Any close above that, well, that would be pretty bullish out there, at least with regard to the next move. Inside the Dow, 25.622 is the number out here. This is a bullish structured profile. Close above that just simply says price continues to move higher to where I've got targets. We can take a look at those. And inside the Russell 2000, the key level to be watching out here is 1421.98. Now, the other factor, Scott, that probably was a piece of my conviction, as you say, was taking a look at the opening range for the NQ. So this is where my cursor, well, let me just do this here. It's a little bit easier if I draw a little rectangle, I suppose. Is this the new rectangle? Rectangle Y alert. I don't even know what the heck that is. Highlight Y. Okay, well, let me try doing this. We're really talking in. Oh, that's not. Okay, so that's what that tool meant. It's just right inside this range right here. And so the red line here, that red horizontal. So what you're looking at is a 30-minute time frame chart, folks, for the NQ. And you're going to see, in essence, three different horizontal colored lines that pick out the opening range of the U.S. market. So that's going to be between 6 and 6:30 when Asia comes on board next, and then when Europe opens out there. And so Asia's in red, Europe is in blue. Now, what the NQ is doing right now, so we identified a potential signal, bar number 8, price moving higher, doing less relative energy, and which could, by 2 o'clock, identify some type of short-term top out here. By the way, the other equity futures contracts, ES, YM, RTY, they're one bar behind the NQ out here. But we're watching this 95.87 level. That is the top of the European opening range. In fact, the opening range between top to bottom, in this case here, the bottom of the U.S. opening range was last night, 94.50.25, all the way up to the opening range in Europe of 95.87. That's a wide range. out there. But a close above 95.87, the top of the European opening range out there, that would be bullish. But we do recognize on the short-term basis here this little topping signal. So you'd still watch that 95.87 on the pullback. Price gets back inside there. We're just consolidating with inside today's range. So I probably use that as well, Scott. I'd have to go back and listen or watch the charts that were posted, but I would think that that was one of the other elements that we took a look at. So let's get to some of the other questions here that have come in. Lee writes in, Lee B, he wants to take a look at WRTC. So let me change back to, let me change to these charts here. So let me pull back to that. Let me move over here. Let's put up WRTC, and that is WRAP Technologies. And Lee's question is, could you please take another look and give me your targets over the next 3 to 6 months? Well, I don't know if I can do that. So but let's see what I can do, all right? So we're taking a look at WRAP Technologies. What do we know? We know that price is trading above the top of its daily, weekly, and monthly profile. So it's trading above all resistance levels, so to speak. Now, the resistance level that it's likely targeting is going. I don't know if this was a reverse split out here. I'm looking at the month of June 2 years ago, June 2018, and this did volume of 40,798. And the high out there is $9. Now, I don't have any reason to give to you, to offer to you, to suggest it's not going to do that. But I don't know if this was a shell. Well, it wasn't a shell. It wasn't an empty shell, that's for sure. But so there's no data here on the monthly that's really going to assist us other than just the range from low to high out here. Let me pull over my other charts, that is, and see what we can see out here. And on the daily time frame, this is daily. On the daily time frame, we see a nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. Price is above its breakout level of 628. So that is good. You're going to be in bar number 7 on the daily basis. So I would just simply, Lee, watch tomorrow. I've watched Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for that potential 9-count pattern to form, to then go ahead and generate some type of retracement or pullback. I know you're asking the next 3 to 6 months out here. I don't think I have any tool from a time standpoint that's going to help me to help you to figure that out. You can see this is just the weekly chart out here, right? So you can see the gigantic consolidation. So your resistance, when I say gigantic, resistance out here is going to be at the $8 level. And that's the from April the 26th, the week of April 26th out there. So that's what you're looking at for price to get above. We can see it's tested it and it's rejected it. So will it stay in a consolidation? That much I don't know, Lee, but you're looking for it to say, no, it's not a consolidation, and take out those all-time highs out there. But until that takes place, you can't make that statement, or I can't make that statement on your behalf out here. But otherwise, there's not enough data for me to give you anything more than that. Again, I would, knowing that we're retesting a prior high that it has had a difficult time breaking through, I'd really be watching tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday's bar, and watch for that TD 9-count pattern out there. So I hope that helps you out, and thanks so much for writing in. We've got a request out here to take a look at we've got a caller on the line, so we're going to do that first, because at Stevie's Restaurant, we have call-ahead seating. So let's go out to Colorado and speak with Ron. Ron, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Great, Steve. I was looking at, some stocks that got hit by the COVID, but might recover it. And I was looking at 3D, DDD. A year ago it was around 2021, and now it's around 7.5.
Yes.
I just wondered, as a long-term investment or a good investment, for what your thoughts were technically.
Yeah. Let's try to take a look at this. First, on the daily time frame chart, it's just consolidating between resistance and support. 799 at resistance, 720 is your support level. On the weekly basis, it's a gigantic range out here with regard to its profiles. And the next target level for the profile, so this would say, hey, if price can close above 799 for 2 successive sessions, that's above the top of the daily profile. Then we'd say move up to 1035. That's the center of its bearish structured weekly profile. So the target would be 1035 to 1156. So that's your range, because 1156 is the bottom of its monthly profile. out here. So those have become your price targets right now in just looking at profiles. Let's take a look around at my other tools out here, see what other pieces of information they can give to us. So first thing we can see out here is that when this did bottom back in March, it was a nice TD9 count pattern. And when it topped out here, it was on bar number 9 on April 30th, a nice TD9 count pattern. Okay, great. As long as price holds 723, that's its breakout level. That was formed by the TD9 count high that identified that top on April 30th. Then this may want to trade up to 960 and change out there. And that's a TD9 count breakdown level established by that low that formed on March 18th. So there's another set of ranges to take a look at. I believe you used the word investment, so you were taking a look at longer term investment. And the question is, do we have anything that shows this nice solid bottom on the weekly? And we don't. In fact, on the weekly, you've got substantial resistance at old support, which appears to now be resistance. That's 843. So, Ron, stick with me through this breakout here. We'll finish it off. I'll try to answer any other questions I can for you on DDD. That is, 3D systems? Yeah, 3D systems. We'll be right back with Ron in Denver. Back in the day, I joined the Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, bam! As well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us, and Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're on the line with Ron in Denver. We're taking a look at 3D Systems. 3DDD is the ticker symbol. And Ron's question, he's trying to get into this maybe as a longer-term investment. And Ron, I just don't have a great feel for what the stock is communicating to us. It's easy to pick out support. I can see this as a trade, potential trade, but it's beyond the level where you'd want to take that trade. If this can pull back to 723 again, that would be where price had recently broken out. That's where your support would be. But right now, this is going to trade right up into resistance at 799. That's the top of this daily profile. And I can't tell whether it's going to be able to take that out or not. And then we've got on the weekly piece of it, 843 has held as a resistance level. So, and I don't have a really good bottoming signal. I don't have any bottoming signal on the weekly time frame. So this is one of the charts when I take a look at it, I would have to be I just have to be neutral at this stage here. But
yeah,
hopefully the levels
for a loop, but wondering how long it'll take to recover.
Well, I don't know about I can't tell you that right now that this is in some type of made a nice solid bottom and it's on its way to the upside, because what this did when it made the TD9 count pattern out here on April 30th, that was really a Gartley sell pattern. And so this could just be a little bit of a counter trend rally of that pattern out here. And because resistance is held, which is 799 and was tested a couple of days ago, is one of those things that is saying I could see this going either way.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Well, maybe I'm wrong about 3D. I thought it'd be a technology that would be here for the future. Really,
well, I don't know that that's the case, that it's not here for the future. But with regard to what buyers and sellers are doing at this stage here, I can't pinpoint something that's giving me a clear vision of what buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I right now.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for calling, and we'll look forward to chatting with you again. That was Ron in Denver. We had a request that came in take a look at Eli Lilly. So ticker symbol here is LLY. Let's go ahead and pull that up. And I believe the question was or is, do you still think Lilly is headed down to $140? So let's take a look at what we know about Eli Lilly. Again, ticker symbol LLY. Traded today up into the top of its bearish structured profile. So 154.87 is the number. The actual high today is 154.99. It's trading at 153.37. So what do we know about today's action? We know there was significant resistance at 154.87. It was bearish in structure because the center of that profile, 151, is closer to the top than it is to the bottom. Okay, so we know that. Price is traded up in a resistance. We know that price is trading with inside the weekly box out here, and it's trading above the top of the monthly. So one is saying maybe consolidation. The other is saying, hey, I've broken out. That is on the monthly time frame. But it's really the daily time frame that we are focused on. So let's just focus. Well, let me do this here. Let me pull this over. And it'll take just a second here to populate. Well, when I say a second, it could be a total of, there we go, just a couple of seconds. In addition to trading up on a daily basis at the top of its daily profile, resistance level, it's also in the resistance level of Stevie's green line. So the answer to your question, do I think, it's not what I think. Shareholders are going to tell you what this is going to do. If price can close above 154.87, then it will. There's nothing more bullish than a failed bearish pattern. We don't have that just yet. And until we have that and price just holds resistance, then yes, the 140.50 level is still the target. That is its breakout area. If price can close above the top of that profile, 154.87, then it is back off to the races. Now the race is here back up to its prior highs, so to speak, in the 162 area. That's a daily time frame message. What's the weekly suggesting to you and I? Well, on a weekly basis, this has been a little bit of a counter trend move right up into Stevie's green line. That's at 154.84, so that is still resistance out here. Closing above that on a weekly basis as 160.12 would become the price target out here. And on the monthly, I don't really have anything here that's going to help us out. So there is where your 140.50 comes from. And in this instance here, you and I really can't answer that question until we see today's price action. Is it a complete rejection? But when you're inside a bearish structured profile, the real message doesn't come to us until we see it close below the center of that, to then say price is going to go test the bottom of that profile, 145.50. So you'd be watching the 150, 112 area. At this stage here, with the information we have, yes, the Eli Lilly chart still says it wants to go tag that 140.50 level. But as soon as it closes above those resistance levels, well, then that story will change. And then, as the narrator of Eli Lilly, I'll go ahead and change that story for you, although you don't really need me to do that. At this stage of the game, many of you that have been watching the show for years know that I can put up a chart, and you can just look at those signals on my chart, and you can tell me where price is going to and the reasons why. You can take a look at each chart. You now can decipher the difference between a normal profile, where price is just in the where the center is in the center, or a bullish or bearish structure. And you can identify when price is trading above each of those levels, what that means. You can take a look at Stevie's green/red line. You know what that means out there. You can take a look at those TD9 counts. You know where breakout and breakdown resistance and support is at out there. You can take any of these charts and you can make the read yourself. And for me, for you, that's really what it's all about. We have some requests. Let's take a look at some requests from our YouTube channel out there. The first one was to take a look at soy meal, I believe, out here. And this is from David. So let's go take a look at the soy meal chart out here. Let's go ahead and pull it up. Give me a moment. Soy meal. If we take a look at it, and if that is what he was looking for, so you got $ZM. I don't know if there's a stock that's ZM. Is that, maybe there is, but it must not be soybean oil because it says it's extended. Well, extended. This could only be extended to the downside out there. So let me go back. It probably isn't soy meal, although soy meal may have made a bottom out here. Just to pass that along to you, I believe there is a TD9 count that came in on the trading day of May 28th out there. So, but let me go back. It probably is Zoom. ZM is Zoom out here. So let's go take a look at it and see what patterns it has for us. And Zoom, ZM, yep. So that's Zoom video. And so you've got a nice move to, boy, this is above daily, weekly, monthly profiles out there. So all of that looks pretty good. You're trading at 204 and change out there. Is it extended? Yeah, it's extended. But is it a top? No, not at all. We can see the price is moving higher, doing less relative energy, wide-ranging bar. We're not going to be afraid of that. This is on the daily time frame. Well, you know what? Let me get Zoom on the other set of charts out here, because then we can take a look at, well, at least we can take a look at the weekly. There's not going to be a whole lot of information coming from the monthly. But let me just change this over here to my other set of charts and tools out there. So on the daily time frame, what we know is, yeah, it's extended price moving higher, doing less relative energy. No big deal. You wouldn't exit the trade. You most certainly would not short this instrument. And if we know anything about Zoom out here or these types of stocks, we'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live, and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at ticker symbol ZM. That is Zoom. This is the weekly time frame chart, and what we can see is that this has gotten into wave number 7 of the Chapman wave. That's letter G that you see on my screen out here. The earliest confirmation of that would come next week. That's if there is a lower high out here. Prices moving higher, doing less relative energy. So there's 2 topping signals on the weekly time frame, but nothing that is confirmed. We'd likely see the confirmation on the daily time frame out here, only in wave number 5, letter E, or 4, letter D on my screen. So everything looks like it wants to continue to move higher. Let's go out to Martinez, California, and speak with Brent. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great, Steve. It's nice to talk with you again.
Nice to talk with you also. And you have been a holder of this stock since the lows out here, I believe, or maybe you don't hold it any longer. Ticker symbol is BGS, which is B&G Foods. I believe that's a West Coast grocer.
They just have a big variety of, they're like just a food supplier.
Oh, okay.
They have, the only thing I know for sure that I actually eat of theirs is cream of wheat.
Okay.
That's one of their products. They just, if you go on, do whatever, like Yahoo search or whatever.
Yes.
Gives you a breakdown of the company. They've got a whole plethora of different, all kinds of different Mexican and just the whole variety of different food products that they sell. And so that's just this is the company that does that. And so,
okay.
Yeah, they've got a nice dividend, and I have owned it for a long time. And honestly, I'm not doing a lot of trading, so I'm not sure how much I'll be calling you. I'm just sticking more with the farming right now and working on the house, but I thought I'd at least call about this one.
Yeah. So it's trading this week. You've got a brand new profile formed this week, today, obviously. And so the next level of resistance, and it's already traded up into it. The high today is 24.25, and the top of the new profile is 24.24. So that's where your next level of resistance to get through would be. It's trading above the top of its daily profile. It's trading above the top of its monthly profile. So we know that the next level of resistance that it's dealing with is really just a few pennies from where it's at right now. It is a bullish structured profile out there. If I look at the weekly chart with my other set of tools, is there anything else for us to be concerned with? And the answer would be no. Not at this stage of the game, there's not. So it's just that level of resistance. And if you can break through there, Brent, then this tells us on a weekly time frame that price wants to try to seek the 3103 area, and 3103 would be the next breakdown level, which takes you back to December 28th, the week of December in 2018, is where it looks like it would want to head to. On a monthly basis, it's got a price target of $33 out here, And on the daily time frame, don't really have a topping signal when it made its high a couple of weeks ago. And price pulled back and didn't break through really any levels, key levels of support out here. So everything still looks pretty strong, Brent. And the only thing you're doing is dealing with those sellers on the weekly time frame that showed up this morning. And they're sitting there on the wall at 24.24. So just knock them over, and this thing continues to move to the upside.
Like bowling pins.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you got to do. Get them off that wall. So that's what I see with BGS. So it looks pretty good to me.
All right. I appreciate your analysis, Steve. I really do. I hope everything's going well for you. And again, my year's kind of taken care of as far as trading. I have a couple things like this I'm hanging on to, but
it looks good. There's no reason that I can see chart wise to sell it, and you know where the next battle is. And as soon as the stock can get through there, you have a pretty good feel for where it's headed to.
All right, very good, Steve. Just have a great time ahead here. I'm sure I'll talk to you sometime in the near future.
Absolutely.
Emails
you
or something.
Stay safe out there and stay away from the riots.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
All right. Take care, Steve.
You bet.
Great talking with you. Take care.
That was Brent in Martinez, California. I believe we have a couple of other requests out here. So John, who was asking about WRTC, we also had covered that, John, in Sarasota. Your question was, is something of a buy at this time? And really my answer, even though I may not have said it, my answer there would be no, because you're too close to the highs and potential resistance as we took a look at it. So I think I probably answered your question, and this came in during that time period that we were taking a look at it. Sandy wants to take a look at Uber. So let me get that going. Ticker symbol UBER. And let's get the charts up here for Sandy. And we can read Sandy's question here. And that is, would you take a look at Uber and give me your short and long-term target highs? And Sandy is on the West Coast, clearly, because at first, she said, good morning, and then afternoon. So I kind of had figured that out, but she told me anyways. In any event, so if we take a look at Uber, daily-wise, you got to like this. It formed a new profile a couple days ago. It's above the top of that box, 35.12. This is suggesting it wants to make a run probably for the gap area in about the 39-ish range. At 39.05, you've got the center of its bearish structured profile. So the 39.05 is going to line up with the gap on the daily time frame out here, and that would appear to be your next target. And the monthly is not going to give us enough information, hasn't traded enough to provide us with enough technical tools to do any kind of analysis. So let's pull over the daily time frame chart out here. The daily time frame chart doesn't show any kind of a topping signal out here. Price above Stevie's two green lines, my oscillator and change line, which is about 35.11 right now, and its breakdown resistance of 33.57. So Sandy, the message here from Uber is it wants to head back out to its highs out here. Those highs should get you in the range of probably the 41-ish level. Oh, this is the daily, darn it. Not that that's a problem. I thought I had typed this in on my charts that could give us the weekly. Of course, I could have just switched the time frames there, but that's all right. Let me just pull the weekly over here. We give you a weekly target of about 39.05. We just want to see on the weekly time frame chart, is there anything else that you need to be concerned with at this stage here? I have to assume you're in this because you're looking for the long price targets, upside price targets. So on a weekly time frame here for Uber, what do we have? I don't have anything more than the profile levels up next. So that's a 39.05. Above that would be 41.86. And look, it could make its way to 45.63, but you've got to take this one step at a time. So watch that 39.05-ish type area out there, Sandy. I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in, and good morning to you. We've got a request here to take a look at SOYB. So how can you trade soy meal through an ETF? I don't think you can. And no, you don't want soy B because that's soybean. So here, if we go take a look at, so here we'll take a look at there's three different soy charts we can look at. Each of them are going to provide us, or could provide us, with different information. Here's soy oil. In soy oil, we can say here that soy oil has broken out, moving higher. It's above trend line. It's got a rising trend line. It's above the top of its daily profile. It doesn't matter whether we're looking at the July, at the August, at the September, at the October contract. So in this case here, soy oil futures are trading higher and are breaking out above resistance. If we take a look at soy meal, you can see these are at its lows out here. In fact, today was a test and rejection of the bottom of its daily profile, 286.70 out here. So I had mentioned, I should put it up here on the daily. So ZMO20, we're going to a breakout here. Can I get this in here before the break? I think I can. Open up the screen. And here's your TD9 count and wave number 7, letter G. And that was on May 28th. So it's got bottoming signals, but I'm not aware of a way to trade this other than through the future contract itself. Jared, take care. We'll break.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. So, Jared, here is the actual soybean futures contract because you had asked about SOYB, the ETF for that. And this is just simply trading in a consolidation pattern in between. Well, really, it's daily profiles as well as now a descending trend line, a rising trend line. There was, my recollection, there was a wave. I know for sure there was wave number 7, letter G, on April 21st because I've considered trading this myself. But right now, I don't see a whole lot there. I'd wait for price maybe to pull back to this little rising trend line out here. But you're better off trading the future contract than you are that ETF out there. But SOYB doesn't have anything to do with soy meal. And then the question becomes, if you were to choose SOYB, which contracts are there that are trading out there, because they could easily take a third of those funds and push them into 2021. And then you've got to be able to analyze each of the futures contracts out there if you're going to trade those. We had a request to go take a look at, finish the show out, take a look at the Russell 2000 for Ruby. Ruby's asking, hey, it's leading the market higher. Do we have any opinion today on what that means? Here's what we know, Ruby. The Russell 2000 has a Gartley sell and a Gartley buy pattern. It also has a TD 9-count top out here. Price hasn't been able to bust through Stevie's rising green line. That's the oscillator unchanged line. So it's really kind of neutral. Yeah, it's a leader out here, but you got a topping pattern. If you got the bottoming pattern, you got the Gartley buy. So this got both of them out here. Which one is it that's got the priority? I don't know. It's got a buy signal and a sell signal. It's almost more neutral, Ruby, than it is anything else out here as we take a look at the daily time frame. If we look at the weekly time frame, let's go take a look at it, because it's had 8 solid weeks where each close has been higher than the close of the bar 4 bars earlier out there. That says that you could have a TD 9-count pattern form this week, or it could be next week, because that high can occur on bars 8. Well, that's last week for sure. We haven't taken out the highs of last week. So you've got a valid topping signal on the weekly time frame chart out here for the Russell 2000. So, Ruby, I hope that helps you out with regard to what the charts are communicating to us. I don't know whether it's the buy pattern or the sell pattern that's going to be the priority here, but we'll know soon enough. Folks, have a magical Monday. Stay tuned for 2 more great hours, and I'll see you on Terrific Tuesday. Take care, folks.